I'm 19 years old, making anywhere from 50 to 80K a month, and in this video, I just want to share with you some of the raw realities of what it's like to make so much money at a young age. Um, there's a lot of misconceptions, and a lot of people glorify it to a point where it's not actually true. There's a lot of other parts that come with it, with making a lot of money at a young age. In this video, I just want to share this with you. So yeah, I'm a full-time day trader. I make money with some other side hustles as well, and I obviously am making a lot of money for my age. 50K a month, 80K a month sometimes, depending on the month, it varies. And with that comes a lot of negative aspects. I've been in the space of making money online for about 3 years now, and over that period of time, I have noticed how it affects me and how it affects my life and the people around me. And of course, there are a lot of good things that do come with it. I can afford anything I want to, I work on my own schedule, but with that comes things that you may not expect. So if you are getting into making money online, or if you are already doing this, you may be able to connect with me. This video is going to show you the dark side, not necessarily the dark side, but what you need to be prepared for before getting into this type of income stream, into this type of profession. So the first thing that comes to mind, if you want to be successful with making money online, you got to accept that you have to go all in to make this thing work. It's not as easy as people make it seem online. And what that means is that you have to accept that you are no longer a child anymore, and you have to become an adult. And obviously, everyone has to become an adult eventually, but being an adult sometimes means sacrificing things that you enjoy to do in order to get your goals, and that includes relationships with your friends or with your family, the health of those relationships, doing things you like to do, like playing video games at night. I used to love doing that, but I no longer can because I'm so focused on my goals. Other things like going out, I used to go to school. I was in high school. I did 1 year in university before dropping out, and I left a life behind me where I decided I no longer can just be drinking, any day I want. I can no longer just fuck around. And once you're completely dependent on yourself and you need to make this work, you start, putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You start, forcing yourself to kind of push things away from you that, you usually do, and usually things that other kids your age do. Like a lot of my friends, at this time of the night, they're hanging out, right? They're hanging out, they're talking, watching movies. And I'm not saying you can't do that once you start making money online, but you almost put yourself down when you're doing stuff that you're not, that's not helping you towards your goals. Because a lot of people who get into this space are so, you know, goal oriented. They put their goals as their number one priority in life. So whenever you do other things, it is going to affect your success, and B, you're almost going to feel bad doing them. Whenever I play video games or whenever I go out and drink, I almost feel bad when I do that, when I don't deserve it, especially if my trading or my business hasn't been doing well that week. I almost feel like I don't deserve it, and that's just part of being an adult. I no longer have so much time and enough risk where I could just be careless with my time. Now I have to be extremely you know organized. I have to be waking up early every day. Now there's no choice. And obviously I enjoy doing what I do, and I love to wake up early, and I love to work, and I'd much rather do this than do all the other nonsense. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I think to myself, what if I was living this other life? Am I supposed to be doing this at such a young age? Should I be enjoying my time? And as someone who wants to make money online as a young age, everyone, I guarantee you, everyone, no matter what people say, sometimes have that thought creep into the back of their mind. Maybe I should be, a child, like a kid, a normal teen like the rest of them. Maybe you should. And that's a decision you have to make, because if you want to go all in and actually make this work and see the results of 50, 100K a month, you need to embrace this as your entire life. You can't just do this as a side hustle. You need to put it as your first priority. So with that, I can go into more specifics. For example, I sacrificed a lot of my friendships when I decided to really put my time into making money online, making money with trading. And it's not that I don't want to be friends with these people. I love these guys to death, especially the guys I used to go to school with. It's not that I don't want to hang out with them. It's just now that I went all in and I depend on, my income to actually, live. I had to sacrifice the time I spent with certain people to put it into my goals. And sometimes, I feel bad. Like I do want to hang out, work on other relationships with my friends or with family that I don't see often. But unfortunately, some of your relationships are going to fall apart. To some people, that's a good thing. You should keep a very close circle, but you do got to keep in mind that unfortunately, some people that you are close friends with and that you do want to continue being friends with, you are going to lose that connection a little bit just because you don't have enough time in the world to still go out, still hang out with people, go to the gym, work on your business, and be successful at everything. You can't do everything all at once. You have to pick a few things and get really good at them. Like I prioritize my business, like my income, my trading. I prioritize my health, my fitness. I prioritize hanging out with the close friends that I do have, but all the other people that I am still close friends with, or I just can't put as much time into them. So now I have a smaller circle, which is unfortunate, but that is something you're going to have to accept once you start doing this. You are going to lose relationships. Another thing you're going to have to sacrifice is the peace of mind, especially if you're a goal-oriented person. If you want to make money online, you would think that making more money is going to make you stress-free, but if you're extremely ambitious, when you start making more money online, now you have a standard to maintain. And whenever you dip below that standard, it creates so much stress and anxiety, especially if you have a bad day with your business or trading, especially if you have a bad week, you start feeling so much stress and you start feeling super bad about yourself because your whole life is goal oriented. And when you don't see results in that goal, you're going to feel really bad about yourself. I've had so many weeks where my results weren't great, or they were below average, or they were just straight up bad, and I literally didn't enjoy any other activities in my life. I didn't enjoy going out. I didn't enjoy hanging out with my friends. I didn't enjoy doing normal activities because my results with my business and my trading impacted it because I care so much. So in order to do so well, you have to care so much. But on the flip side, now you care so much that it affects everything else that you do, and that is just part of it. And that's just part of the game. When you do great, it feels amazing, but when you do bad, it really hurts. And if I wasn't making money online, and if I was like any other kid my age, this wouldn't really be a problem of mine. I wouldn't be stressing so much about money because I wouldn't have to have grown up so fast. I could just live a normal life. But at the end of the day, I still think the rewards are worth these sacrifices, especially mental state of mind. If you want to make money online, you have to be extremely strong. And the second reason that, getting rich at a young age is not always so great is because of the pressure you put on yourself, especially when you have people who are rooting against you, especially when you have expectations to be met. I had a story in the past. I've had friends who straight up, this is a common thing for anyone who wants to make money online. They said, well, what's going to happen when this doesn't work out? You're going to have to go back to school. I've had families say this, this is not going to work. You're going to have to go back to school and make money. And now, I push myself to prove these people wrong. But of course, there are days where I don't do well, or, I don't feel good, or, I'm just not doing great this day, or something went wrong. And that amount of pressure that is on me to live up to these expectations that I set for myself, that these other people set for myself, sometimes really get to me. And even though in the back of my mind, I know I can make money online, I've done this so many times, you will have those moments where you doubt yourself for no reason at all, where you feel, I don't know if this is meant for me, maybe I should stay in school, maybe I should be listening to my parents. And in those moments are going to suck, and everyone experiences those moments of doubt, and I still do to this day for no reason at all. But what I remind myself, I look from a third person perspective. I look, what am I trying to do? I want to make money online. I'm doing this and this to get my goal. And of course, there's going to be bad days, and that is normal. And if you look from the flip side of it, what is the alternative? Going to school for 4 years just to get a degree, just to make, a small salary that I know I can make literally 10 times that much in a single month. Like, you just got to remind yourself that you are confident in yourself, that even though you are going to face adversity, even though people doubt you, even though you have to be always 1,000% confident in yourself that you are capable of achieving anything you want to. In order to make money online, the real winners are the ones who don't quit. And why they don't quit? It's because they have confidence. They have delusional confidence that they're going to figure it out. And the people who aren't confident in themselves and don't believe in their ability to learn and adapt and will be able to conquer anything they want, those are the people who end up quitting. Those are the people who end up failing at the end of the day. So you just need to have unmatched confidence that you can achieve anything. And whenever you feel those feelings of doubt, you just got to remind yourself that you are that guy. You can do it. Because as corny as it sounds, you need to hype yourself up in order to, actually survive this game, this mental, psychological game of getting rich young at a young age. Because, you're just going to have haters at all times, no matter what it is. You're doing something that is not normal. You're doing something that is perceived as not normal, right? 99% of people do another path, and here you are, the 1%, doing this, something that is not normal. And usually when you do something not normal, most people are going to look at you as an outcast. Most people are going to think you're crazy, and you just got to accept that's going to happen, and you just got to fight through it. And another reason why I think the hidden truth about making money online that not a lot of people talk about is that you are always going to be comparing yourself to people above you. And of course, that is a great thing. That's what keeps you hungry. That's what keeps you never complacent with how you are currently doing. But on the flip side, I've noticed that myself, sometimes, I have hit like a 60K month, 80K month, whatever it is, and I see someone else has made 100, 200K in a month. I see other influencers online making like 300K a month, and I almost feel bad about myself. I feel bad about my results. I am disappointed in myself that I am not doing more. And this is a good mindset to grow more, but at the same time, I feel a little bit ungrateful. And I have to remind myself that, I am doing something that not a lot of people have the opportunity to do, and that I can continue better, getting better, and I will continue to improve and hit these next goals. But I notice that sometimes I get way too upset for no reason at all, and I almost am ungrateful with the amount of making because other people are doing more. And you're going to feel this too, because when you start making money online, you are not actually putting physical labor, right? You're not a construction worker. You're not putting your physical efforts into making money. Making money online is literally all creativity and skill. And when someone else is making more money than you, that literally just means they are better than you, right? That's the way I perceive it sometimes. And it really sometimes hurts my ego. For some reason, this may sound extremely douchey, but I am not happy with how much I'm making, even though I'm making more than, the top 1% of people. And this is a very bad mindset to have, to be honest. I need to work on this. I'm going to try to build a closer connection with God and just be more grateful, remind myself in the mornings that I am living this life, and I need to stop caring about other people's journeys and start caring more about my own path, and make sure that I'm getting better every single day and not comparing myself to other people. Because it is true, comparison is the thief of joy. You should only be comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, who you were a year ago, and stop comparing yourself to others who are doing better than you, because it's just going to make this entire process of making money online and getting rich young extremely toxic, and it's going to make it really not fun anymore, because you're comparing yourself to people who have been in the game longer, or who have, had something else happen to them and they, achieve success in this way, and that's completely fine. You should not care about what other people are doing, and you should be caring more about what you are doing, because there will be a time where you're just going to be ungrateful, and you always need to remind yourself, and I need to always remind myself even more that, not many people have this opportunity. Not, many people wish they could be doing this, and just being more grateful in the moment, and that is what's ultimately going to help you make more money in the long run, instead of just comparing yourself to others. Overall, I feel like making money online is really just a psychological battle against yourself. I'll be honest, the work is not rocket science. You compare it to learning how to be a doctor or an engineer. This is easy compared to that stuff. What's hard is the battles that you have to fight against people who doubt you, against your friends, against yourself who doubts yourself. You need to be able to psychologically stay strong, because if you don't, you're going to fail. It's all a psychological battle, and what makes it hard is that it's so out of the ordinary for most people, that you almost feel like you're doing something wrong the whole time, and that's just part of the game, and that's just part of being part of the 1% of people, and that's just something you have to accept, that this game of making money online is 10% about knowing the skills and 90% about fighting through, continuing after failure. Keep pushing during the hard times, and ultimately you will succeed as long as you keep pushing. Most people fail because they don't have that ultimate self-drive that it's going to work. Besides that, I honestly don't regret anything I've done, and I love the path that I'm on right now. I think I'm living an extraordinary life, being able to be on this journey and continuously grow. I don't even care about the money. I love self-improvement, and the reason I want to make more money online is because it's a constant self-improvement journey, just like how the gym is, and I wouldn't regret anything. But of course, with everything good that comes in life, there's always going to be bad. Nothing is perfect. Nothing, it's not as great as it may seem online. There's always going to be bad things that come with it. Ruined relationships, extreme mental pressure, sacrifices you're going to make. This is all part of the game, and it requires an extremely, motivated and ambitious and self-disciplined person to succeed in the long run. So that's all I have to say. This game isn't meant for everyone, and you don't have to get rich young. If you want to enjoy your years, a normal life, and do this later, that is fine, because you got to understand that although you're going to make more money, you are going to lose other things in your life. And if you value those things a lot more than making money online, then wait, then don't start yet. I see a lot of people say, start younger, start younger, start younger, but there's a lot of life lessons that you may miss out on, and that I probably missed out on because I was pursuing this. So it's sacrifices for sacrifices. You're sacrificing this to make more money, or you sacrifice money to experience this. I personally think that I'm not really missing out on anything, and that I'm going to have a better life at the end of the day by taking this path. But everyone's path is different, and you should just really think to yourself, is this the path you want to take for yourself? And besides that, that's all I really had to say. I kind of just had a little yapping sesh on how I feel, because these are things that came up to my mind recently, and I just want to share them with you. And yeah, I mean, let me know in the comment section if there's any of you guys who are making money online and feel the same way, or if anyone who wants to start making money online, what do you guys think about what I had to say? Because it's very interesting, and I think that a lot of people will relate to this. This is not only for making money online, but also just being an entrepreneur, and just in general taking a path that is not ordinary for most people. So that's the end of the video, guys, and yeah, hope you enjoyed this talking video of me just being raw, and let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.